My therapist and I are working on getting outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, make it about you.
I'm flipping it back
I
to
know,
you.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm gonna kill you.
You got so mad.
Instantly.
So fast.
Instant rage. Instant rage. Welcome back to Secondhand Therapy. We want to remind you that we are not doctors or therapists or lawyers or fucking anything like that.
This is not professional advice.
It is not.
This is not a substitute for therapy.
It's also not that.
So just don't take it that seriously, you know. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
We have a Patreon where you can get early access to episodes, bonus clips. We hang out with when we have guests after the pod. You can see those. And we also talk about the episodes after the pod as well. So you can have access to all of that
All
awesome
kinds of bonus
content.
stuff. You get some merch discounts. You get some early notices of us being like, hey, we fucked up the episode. Here's the episode this week. Who gives a shit?
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks.
I learned a lesson today the hard way.
Yeah, that's the only way you learn them.
The only way. You know how I do, baby. I took
Tell
my...
me the truth. Was this the first time you learned it?
This is the first time I've learned it.
You didn't learn it. You're going to do this 3 more times.
No.
Yep.
This is a one and done.
Nope.
I took my ADHD meds,
Uh-huh.
which are a stimulant,
Uh-huh.
and then I had my regular breakfast with the regular amount of coffee that I have when I have a normal day of like being active and all those things. But I was not being active and had a normal day. It was a travel day. So I took my ADHD meds and a bunch of coffee and then went to the fucking airport. And I thought I was going to die on that plane. I was fucking wired, my guy.
You were wired when I got you from the airport, yeah.
Yeah, you asked me, you said, hey, how was the flight? And I was like, I spent it the whole time like,
Yeah.
just bug-eyed and like,
Yeah, you're going to do that tomorrow.
no, come
You
on,
do it
man. That's
tomorrow.
one and done.
No, we know that.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
So if you're on the ADHD meds out there and it's a stimulant, hey, don't do that.
Hey, don't be a fucking idiot.
Don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, don't double down on it.
Yeah, there's no reason I should be that wired to sit on a fucking plane to watch, The Incredibles 2.
The Incredibles 2, is that what you watched?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of that. How is it?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you anti-Pixar or you've never seen The Incredibles?
I just haven't seen The Incredibles. I haven't seen Despicable Me.
I haven't seen Despicable Me.
Yeah.
I did watch Inside Out this week because even my therapist was
fitting.
recommending
It's
this.
fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what we do here.
And I got to tell you, spoiler alert, it was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a children's movie, so, right.
It was just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a children's movie.
It just told me things I already knew.
Yeah, it's a children's movie. So, it's for children.
This is where you and I kind of get into it sometimes.
I don't know if we get into it, but as a grown man, yes, I do debate with children. Go ahead.
I think you place all kind of animated things as that's for kids.
That's not true. That's not true because, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's animated, you automatically write it. You're not interested in
It's
in
real
animation.
hard for me to get into it if it's animated. I liked Moana, but I'm also like, I'm a big Hawaii guy. I love Hawaii.
This
But, like,
fucking guy with a straight face.
Oh,
just
this
said,
fucking guy. Oh, dude, hold on a fucking second. Let me finish my list.
I like Moana.
I like Moana. I like Shrek. I can fuck with Toy Story.
Okay,
Why?
these are all good.
Okay.
It was just it's a funny sentence.
You know what I'm going to say? You know what else I'll say? Hamilton sucks. Yeah, that's right. Deal with it. Hamilton, fuck it. It's garbage. Yeah, I know. You were fucking singing the soundtrack for 6 months.
Buddy, you're wrong.
Sing
on
it in
that.
your kitchen, just singing the fucking whatever that
Buddy.
goddamn soundtrack was. And you know what? Hamilton sucks. I'll say it right into the camera. Hamilton sucks, dude.
Why didn't you like what?
It's boring. Who gives a fuck? It's boring. It's not entertaining. Who cares? Hey, quick question. Who cares?
Wow.
Hey, quick question. Not rhetorical. Who gives a fuck? You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's not good.
I didn't know that about you.
What did you do in therapy this week?
Oh, man. Well, as you know, I've been gone. I've been on a trip.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to get interesting soon. Yeah.
Probably not. I'm purposely dragging it out
You're
just
doing
to
good.
torture you.
You're doing good.
Didn't you miss me?
We talked about the airport. We talked about Hamilton.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you talk about this week?
Feeling detached from my own reality. Because I've been gone on these trips, and the first like 2.5 weeks was I was down on a film shoot in Nashville, and we were doing like 12, 14-hour film days, like shooting and all this stuff, and like it was just like exhausting, and I was wrapped up in that, and it was hard for me to even know what day it was, let alone like catch up with people or have any kind of interaction, and nobody was really reaching out to me either, kind of thing. So I was just kind of like in this bubble. And it really detached me from my own reality. Like, not only was I away from home, but I was just like isolated.
I don't understand, because what you're doing is your reality. You weren't present in moments?
I was, but it didn't feel. You know how it is on a project like that. Like, you're just wrapped up in project mode. So nothing else really exists outside of that. Not your fucking bills, not your fucking friends, not your family. Like, it's just like you are in project mode. And so even though that is like what I do, it's not my day-to-day life. Like, back home again, like it was just very isolated. Even though I was surrounded by people, it wasn't like my regular group of people. These were all new people. And it builds, what it does is it changes your reality. It builds this new one for you, but it's very temporary. It's just like somebody just like drags and drops you into a new. It's like those crossover episodes. You ever see like when they do like The Simpsons, like Homer's on the Family Guy, and you're like, you ever see those crossover episodes? It's like that. It was a crossover episode, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, all new scenery, all new characters, and just really out of my own element and reality. And how isolating that was. And lonely, even though I was surrounded by people.
So what'd you say?
Well, we talked about, like, in those moments, what also was isolating was that usually I have somebody to share with. Whether that be a romantic partner or my mother back in the day or whatever. Like, there's somebody that, like, when you're doing things, you can, like, check in or be like, hey, check out this cool thing. And there was just I don't have that right now. And what I've been working on this year is really trying to make things for myself, and both on a small scale and the grand scheme of things, about like, we've talked about this so many times on here about like life has to be for me. And that was a big exercise in just like, this has to be for me. So these moments that I'm having, or these interactions that I'm having, like these cool ones, these bad ones, these whatever, they're just for me. And they never have been before. And it did something for me that it hasn't done before, which is I started to believe in these situations and these moments and these interactions. And I've never really done that before.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Like when somebody's like, hey man, that's a, really great job on that thing. And you're like, oh, thanks. But in your head, you're like, well, I fucked that up because I was supposed to do this. And they don't know that. They're just telling you it's a great job. You did great.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're picking it apart.
Right.
And so the value, for me at least, I can't put their value on it because of my bias.
Self-loathing. Yeah.
Bias, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that a few episodes ago about like, I put a lot of value in the outcome, and it's hard for me to believe what others are saying because I know the reality of the situation. So like even back in the day when, you know, mom would be like, oh, I'm proud of you for doing this. In my head, I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't fucking lead anywhere and that's not good. So it's like that kind of bullshit that I've been fighting my whole life. Instead, I started to just lean into it and started to believe it and accept it as fact. So when somebody, you know, I was on set doing like the behind the scenes footage. And so I was showing people some of the stuff and they were like, man, this looks really good. And instead of me picking it apart in my head and being like, yeah, but I should have held it there for a second longer. Or like, yeah, that was kind of shaky or whatever. I just accepted it. Yeah, that does look really good. And I was able, and I didn't need to share that with anybody. That was the other thing, which I think helped make it feel more whole and more real, was that I wasn't giving it away. It was just like, hey, you did a really great job. And I just took it and just fucking kept it for myself.
What is, before when you would give it away, what does that look like?
I feel like a lot of other things in life, it loses power the more you talk about it. And so oftentimes if something were to happen that I was proud of, then I would share it with friends or girlfriends or family or whatever. And the more people I shared it with, the less real it would become, or the less special it would become to me, because then it becomes numb, because you're just repeating, you're just saying it out loud more and more, and then it just loses its value, right? So you're just giving a little bit of that away every time you fucking tell somebody that.
So wait, hold on. So before, someone would say, hey, this looks great. And then you would be on the phone with your girl and be like, yeah, he said it looks great.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you know, the director came over or whatever, and they were like, yeah, this looks really great today. And they'd be like, oh my God, that's so great. I'm like,
would you really?
Cool? Yeah. Do you not do that?
No.
Why?
Why do I need to tell people everything that somebody says good about me?
Oh, not and bad. I mean, just everything.
Hey, I don't do that either.
Yeah, I'm a chatterbox. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, the director said it looked really good. Not even in my brain is it to share that with somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Would that not make you feel better about the situation?
Sharing it?
Mm-hmm.
No. That would make me feel worse. That would make me feel like I'm looking for validation from the person I'm telling it to. Because, like, what are they supposed to say other than, oh, that's cool? Like, what else are they supposed to, like, of course, I feel like I would be searching for, like, an additional compliment on the compliment. Or, like, look how good I did.
Yeah. Wouldn't that add to the pride that you had in the job that you did?
No, because they didn't see it. It's not their opinion. I'm telling them somebody else's opinion, hoping that they share it when they have no frame of reference at all.
So what happens when you are proud of something? You just keep it?
In what way?
If you were to go in the kitchen and make an incredible fucking meal, I mean, it looks like something off the fucking Food Channel.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a picture of that?
For who?
For the gram.
Oh, never the gram.
To show your girl later. Maybe over the holidays you go back home and you're talking to your mom and you're like, yo, you're not going to believe this. I made this thing. Look at this. Doesn't this look just like grandma's fucking thing?
Not a chance. Absolutely not. The only thing I might do is send a picture of it like to my girl and be like, yo, you're missing out tonight. But not like, oh, look what I did. It would just be like.
Really?
Oh, no.
So what do you do with pride? Things that you're proud of. What do you do with it?
I mean, I'll share it, I guess. But it won't be like a look what I did. It'll be like I said, like, oh damn, you like cooked the fuck out of the steak. I don't know.
That's so bizarre to me.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing I've learned about myself though. That to me feels needy.
Oh.
Like if I'm doing it, then I feel needy. And I don't like to feel needy. Even though needy, all that means is that I have needs.
Yeah.
But anything that makes me feel anything in the realm of needy, is not my thing. I do not like to feel needy.
Yeah, and I guess it's also as far as categories goes, this is social interaction. And this is something I keep forgetting that we have severely different views on. And this, so it doesn't feel needy to me. It just feels like, oh, this is how you interact with somebody. Like I would, if I was proud of something, then I would show somebody that I cared about that, hey, check out this thing I did. Isn't that cool? And it doesn't come off as like, it comes off as pride, but it doesn't come off as like validation or neediness or anything like that. It comes off as just like, I'm sharing this with you. I get to share this with you.
Here's the thing. You don't get to choose how it comes off. Only the person receiving it gets to choose how it comes off. You can choose how you intend it.
Sure.
Yeah.
God damn you. Yeah. Fucking yes. But
What do you mean? You're saying it doesn't come off needy. That's not up to you. The person you're sending to be like, God, this needy fuck. Yeah, good job. It looks good. You don't know how it comes off.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, my intent would just be to share
Yeah.
as a social, like,
And
I care about you, and this is something that I also care about, so let's connect the two.
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, I'm going to send this, and they're going to be like, what do you want me to say? Good job.
Really?
Yeah. I can't do it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to talk to somebody about that.
Ah, cool, man. Every Tuesday at 3. What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why I hate me. I actually don't know if that's true. I don't know. I don't think I hate myself.
No.
I think I just like struggle with self-love and self-worth. But my therapist this week said, at the end, she's like, we're getting into some meat now.
Ooh.
And she said, she's like, I think we're very close to getting into the shame. And once we get into shame is when we can start self-love. Because what shame is the inherent feeling that there's something wrong with you and that you're not good enough. She's like, once we get to shame, we can get to self-love. And so I canceled the rest of my appointments.
So fucking
So if you're listening, I need a new therapist.
yeah.
A real bad one.
We just about did it.
Yeah, we just about did it.
We're done.
I'm taking a break from therapy. Yeah. What else did you talk about? Because I don't want to go yet.
Why not?
Buddy.
I will wrap up with this idea of that little part about feeling isolated. Even though I was feeling isolated and feeling lonely in this past over a month now.
Yeah.
I was feeling fulfilled. Like my cup was overflowing with being fulfilled, with the support from others that I was surrounded by, with the creativeness that I was producing, with being wrapped up in these projects, being busy, like all of these things were filling my cup, and that felt really good.
Your cup runneth over.
My cup runneth over, baby. And,
good for you, man.
Yeah. It felt
You ever felt
really
that
good.
before?
Unfortunately, it's always tied to work. When I'm busy and I'm in it and we're fucking doing those long days and like we're problem solving and doing all that shit. Oh man, that gets me fucking going. I love that shit.
Yeah, you love to feel important and like feel like you're doing the real thing. I've noticed that about you.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm actually am important and actually
For
am
sure.
doing the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The way-
sometimes you are those things and you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But you got to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the way you said it, it came off as like you're not really important. You just feel that way, and I was like,
No,
wait, hold on a minute.
Trust me, I know how you hear things first.
Exactly. I was like, hold on, let's stop.
Hold on. You trying to fucking embarrass me on the
You
pod?
trying to embarrass me right now?
No.
Yeah, I do. It gives me it gives me purpose. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have a purpose.
Yeah.
In those moments.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Now say it with me, and we knew that. And we knew that.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought you knew.
No, I'm just finding out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, we're having technical difficulties. I'm just finding out.
I just found a thing out. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. I just learned something new. We're going to go to commercial.
I thought you knew that.
No, dude.
Buddy.
Yeah.
You break it right now?
Fucking wrecked my fucking brain just now.
Did it?
Yeah, man. What's
happening in your brain?
A on-air epiphany.
What's happening in your brain?
I just didn't know that was why it made me feel good, was that I actually felt like I had purpose in those moments. Because in those moments that I'm not busy or feeling as if I'm needed, then that's exactly what it is. I'm not feeling as if I'm needed at all in any aspect. And especially because when people don't check in and, these kind of things, I feel forgotten or unnecessary. And so it's that kind of thing where you're like, nobody's going to know. It's the Irish goodbye, I'm like, nobody's going to know if I slip out.
Yeah.
And that leads down a dark path. And that, we know that.
And we know that.
So yeah, it feels good to feel needed.
Feels good to feel needed.
You disagree with that?
No, I don't.
What's going on in your brain over there?
I'm just thinking about you in relationships.
Why you got to go there, man? Why?
Because
we're having a good time.
Yeah, when your partner needs you, oh, that's when you are happiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you're not needed and it's you guys are just two independent people, you be struggling, dog.
I do be struggling. Is that acts of service? Is that love language that I'm giving? Is acts of service?
That's codependency. That's I don't have a purpose without you. That's codependency, my boy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's okay. Because we're working on ourselves.
We are working on ourselves.
Yeah.
Hey,
what else you got?
We're learning stuff all the time.
We're learning stuff.
No. Hey, you go.
I don't wanna.
Come on, baby. Give me that meat.
Yeah. We're talking about. Well, in all honesty, last week was even bigger, but that's all stuff I'm not going to talk about in the podcast.
Yeah.
And we know that. But that one ended with, it's always tied back to mom, isn't it?
Oh, buddy. If anybody knows, it's me, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am fighting a war of multiple truths.
Oh.
And it is fucking my brain up, dog.
Really?
Yeah. The multiple truths of my mother was a good mother and I love her and she did her best. Combating the truth of she fucked up a lot and she did a lot of things very, very wrong. Those two things and those two ideas and the fact that they're both true simultaneously is a struggle for me. because it got to the point in therapy this week where I had to like stop because I was like feeling guilty that like I was like bad mouthing my mom.
Oh, hey man, you don't say.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I was just like, and I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I know that I'm not bad mouthing her, and I know you have the multiple truth perspective. I was like, I still feel weird sharing this stuff because I feel like you're going to be sitting there like, God, what a fucking terrible mom this guy had. Even though I know that's not real. Like, I know it, but my nervous system is like, hey. But we were talking about the perfectionism and yeah, just me really not giving myself grace to make mistakes or to fuck up or to have to redo things, any of that. And it's because, yeah, my mom just, there was no room for fucking up.
Yeah.
There was no time for that. And like, my mom was like, if I like knocked over and spilled something, it would be like, I told you to be careful. What did you think was going to happen? And it's just like, bro, it's an accident.
Yeah, there's no grace for
error.
Yeah.
And it's just like things like that. And yeah, we were just talking about the reality, if I'm honest with myself, is that growing up, I was like scared of my mom. And yeah, man, like I think when your main caregiver goes from being a caregiver to an authority figure, it's not conducive to emotional development.
Yeah, you don't feel the safety to.
Yeah, it's never safe to. Yeah. Vulnerability is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing just to look back and remember, yeah, just how scared I was of like making a mistake.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that that my nervous system, that's like tattooed on my nervous system. So now, like, if there's a fuck up or I make a mistake, like, it feels like if I'm going to be late somewhere, it feels massive.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. And I don't know. I just hope that realizing these things now and working on them in therapy, I hope I can learn how to give myself grace and, you know, more importantly, how to give other people grace, because I find myself constantly holding other people to that same standard. Yeah. Like, we don't have time for, like, get it right the first time. Like, what are we doing? It's not that hard. Hey, settle down.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get it right the first time because we have nothing but time here. But I just have that fucking programming, man. I don't know what to do. It's very defeating because it's come to be something I don't like about myself. The more I see it, especially the more I'm harder on other people.
Yeah.
What you got?
My therapist and I are working on getting outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, make it about you.
I'm flipping it back to
know,
you.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm gonna kill you.
You got so mad
instantly.
So fast.
Instant rage. Instant rage.
Hey, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you got to see his face right there. You got so mad.
Instant rage.
Oh my God.
So funny.
Oh God. Go ahead. Leave all that in. I'm serious. Okay, go ahead. Make it about you. Go ahead.
What we're doing is getting me out of my comfort zone. And one of the issues is with me with my food, right? Like trying new things, doing all that. So what
You have sensitive stomach, if people don't know.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
It's not.
All hot girls have bad stomachs.
It's
so
true.
Here I am. So what she was trying to get me to do is do these exercises where that I know that I don't have anything planned, that I know that I'm in like a place where like I don't have anything to do. I'm going to be home all day, whatever. Try something new and be adventurous. And that way, if it goes bad, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm at my house.
Yeah, it doesn't fuck anything up.
It doesn't fucking. I have no plans. I'm not going to see anybody. I'm at my house. Like there's safety there. I can feel, secure in those moments and all those things, right? To work on those, to like slowly chip away at it. So, have you thought about creating these
I'm sorry, I just thought of your face again.
these scenarios and these exercises where you can allow yourself to be late, even in a safe setting somewhere, to know that like, hey, like with me, like you can practice with me, like.
I can't. I physically can't.
I know. And
What does
that's
that look
I
like?
mean.
Give me. What does that look like?
Just like purposely leaving that, even though you're ready to go, to allow yourself to sit here and be 10 minutes late somewhere.
Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, this is a great idea.
Oh, cool, man. How long does it take to die a noose? Because that's what I'll be doing with my extra time. Be jabbing a knife into my fucking wrist.
Baby steps.
Oh.
So what about 5 minutes late? Now,
What's the event?
I'm not saying like let's build these bad habits where you're late all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But it creates a security into knowing that like, hey, I showed up late a couple times in my life, and nothing fucking happened. Nobody was mad at me. The world didn't end. I didn't get fucking hit. Like it was fine. So like, what about these scenarios you can create this kind of security and safety in? That will allow you to kind of chip away at these things that you don't like about yourself.
It's a great idea. It's a great thought.
Yeah.
I don't know how to implement it. What am I late to?
A scenario where...
You know what's so dumb is all I'm doing right now is to make sure I do it right.
Yeah, I know.
What am I late to? What's the scenario?
Exactly.
How
Give me
late?
the
5
exact
minutes?
scenario.
Yeah, because I got to do it right.
Yeah, exactly. So like, let's say
He's broken, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ.
Let's say one of our friends is having a house party. There is no time to show up to a house party.
I don't have to show up? Done. We did it. I could do that, no problem. How late do I need to be? 3 days?
I don't know how your therapist does it with you.
What? That's my fucking dream. The house party's on Monday. I text you Wednesday.
I'm gonna be late.
I'm gonna be late tonight. And she goes, "What? That was Monday." And I go, "You gotta be shitting me." Huh. I could have swore.
Don't act like you haven't done that before.
Of course I have.
That's my go-to.
Yeah. I got the wrong day.
That was Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, any scenarios where a house party where there is no like real time,
Yeah.
then you can allow yourself. You can tell yourself like, "Hey, that house party's at 8," and then know that you're not going to go there until 8:15. And that way, nobody's mad at you. You're not going to be in trouble. You're allowing yourself to work.
This doesn't work because I would not go to the house party. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm truly trying to be like, okay, the house party. I would never go. I wouldn't.
All right, okay. Sporting event. There's no real time to go to a fucking sporting event, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So you and your girl go to a baseball game.
Here's the thing with sporting event. I'm not dating a lesbian. Here's the thing. Cut it out. You got to cut that one out.
I'm keeping it.
Is it still June?
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry. I love lesbians.
Well, yeah. You're taking them to baseball games. That's a callback.
That is a callback. We usually go softball. So for that, it would have to be leaving the house. Because if we have a thing, because traffic, parking, you never know what time you're going to get there.
Yeah.
But if we have a thing of, all right, let's leave for the game at 6, my key better be locking that door behind us at 5:59. Okay? That would be the test for me.
I know. I know this all too well with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. But that actually is a good way to like implement it. It's like setting myself up to be late in safe situations. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby steps. Does it give you anxiety just thinking about it?
It sure does.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
Have you been able to turn this anxiety off around your mother now that you're older?
Making mistakes?
Yeah. And are you still fearful of her?
Nah, she's so tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have that anxiety around her anymore. Because I have broken out of, like, I did life the way she does life. Like I did, I had the job and I climbed the ladder and I saved and I bought a house at 21 and like I did all those. But now that I moved to LA and I don't have a day job, and like she does not get it.
Yeah.
All she does is worry about like, how are you paying your bills? Are you like, now that I have that and she doesn't get it, I'm able to look and just be like, oh, we're just so different. Like I can see now that she just doesn't get this way of living. Very black and white, which is where I get that from as well. So yeah, I don't have that anymore because she doesn't understand what I'm doing at all.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I don't need her to get it. I don't need her to sign off on it.
Okay. So we're dealing with young Louie, not...
We're dealing with programming. We're dealing with little Louie.
Louie.
Little Louie, who was scared of the dark and got sent back to his room. And yeah, he is. He's around a lot. Yeah, that was my homework one week. She asked me to picture little Louie, and like what would his ideal like safe space, like what does it look like?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know, probably like an indoor basketball like gym. And my dog growing up, I was like, if he had a dog, a basketball, and a hoop, and like some food, I was like, he'd be on top of the world. And she goes, all right, put him in there. And throughout the week, just peek in the gym and check on him, see how he's doing, see what he needs. And I did that. And it was weird. And every time I checked in, he was like, dude, I'm great.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. The inner child is it's a weird one.
Yeah. I gotta work on that more.
Yeah.
I don't ever talk to...
You ever talk to little Michael?
No.
Do not say fat Michael.
I almost did.
I know you did, you piece of shit.
I know. I told you my therapist called me out on that, right?
Yeah, as she should.
She's like, let's start with stop calling him fat Michael.
Calling him fat Michael.
I was like,
Let me ask you a question about little Michael.
all right. I don't even know what you're about to hit me with.
Well, little Michael was like best friends with mom, right?
Yeah.
Did mom ever hit him?
No. What about little Louie?
What about him?
Mom ever strike down on little Louie?